Hi everyone, you're watching Jana FX. In this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. We will look at main pairs, important levels and possible entry points. If you want to see the results of trading last week, you can see it in the previous video where I actually showed real account trades and using my little EA, and also I went through the screenshots, the daily ones, which I'm giving you to my members at patreon.com/JanaFX, where you can obviously join. So if you would like to receive my daily screenshots with description of what to pay attention on, where possibly to go into the trades, where place the orders, stop losses, take profits possible, and the patterns if I see them. So of course, it is summertime, and this week was very good, even though it's quite hard to trade at that time of the year. I don't really like trading in summer, and so the market can be slow. At the same time, it can become very volatile at some points, and especially need to be really careful with the news events, because it could be very chaotic, the movements, ups and downs, and spikes. So all of this brings very risky to trade during the summertime. So pay attention on, of course, American news, US and China trade deal, which is still not in place, and I think it's going to happen after G20 meeting. So obviously there could be any comments moving the market. Also UK, we are still going into the election of the new prime minister. And it will be actually at the end of this week, but of course there could be wherever some commentary, and it all depends on the Brexit commentary, obviously, which leader. We know that now there's the possibility of the Brexit, hard Brexit or softer Brexit. We know that Boris Johnson is leading at this moment, and he is kind of like, we're definitely getting out from the EU, but with deal or no deal. So he's for both. Right, either hard Brexit or with the deal. So that's why this whole commentary could make some movements and influence on the British pound, obviously. So we also will have Czech economical calendar. We will have FOMC meeting for American dollar, and of course, again, the commentary would be more important than the interest change, not expecting change in this month. So that's why paying attention on the conference, and also for British pound also will be some news. And don't forget about all the other pairs to check the calendar, and also for example, Canadian dollar, news on oil prices, right? So also moving this pair. So this is the some attention to pay on during this week. So now let's have a look at euro dollar, and this is a 30-minute chart. So you can see we had a really good drop, and right now where we are stating, okay, so we are at back to the previous one of the levels, price levels. Here you can see 121, 112, and let's see where this price came from. So I just want to show you a bigger chart. Actually, I shared with you before, right? So we've been here, and we're again here, and we're actually a little bit even below it. But remember, a long time ago, I actually showed you some similarity. Yeah, we have at this part, even when we were here sometime around this area. Remember, I was showing it to you in my old videos that I see the same picture. We had a drop. Right, we had a drop, we had a drop again. We had kind of double bottom, something like double bottom. Well, okay, it's ended up a little bit triple bottom, but doesn't matter. We had jump, and we also had jump, and you can see it's about the same height, right? And after that, you can see what happened. The market dropped. You can see this is what we have, right? So then the market dropped, and actually it had a really big drop. So well, it was very long time ago, but now look, we are kind of pretty much in about the same situation. So I still following this kind of scenario of going down even more, right? Just like we have it here, at least reaching to, you see, about 105. I look into this is because obviously, you know, with all this what's happening in Europe, and obviously the Brexit, okay, the Brexit not only going to have a bad influence on pound, it also will have a bad influence on euro. Of course, if it will be hard Brexit, Okay, so that's why I kind of see this kind of picture and possibility. This is just I'm giving you this idea is where that level come from and why is it here and where to look next, right? So we still can get a little bit more down. That's just technically, I'm telling you about technical part, what I see on the charts, and obviously you understand that fundamental economical and political events, they can all change it. But you saw that technically that's what the picture is. So that's why we have this level. So but we are still trading on the smaller charts, right? So like we were doing all these weeks, like you know how I trade on the smaller ones, and I'm trying to close my positions during the day if possible, unless there is any good very good trade and I bought it. I'm trying to keep it and just top up with the other trades. So right now we are here, and pretty much at this moment, as you can see, we've been sitting in the same area previously, right? So I quite see if it's the same can happen once again. So something like this and go into possibly this area. Right now I have all exactly the same levels, and at that point is we already had a good drop. We're just waiting for what's gonna happen, if we're gonna have some consolidation around here, or we might have a bit of correction, or we will continue to the next level, and then we will see and look for a possible entry point. So that's pretty much it, guys, as I wanted to tell you and share with you. So we have all of the zones and all the same levels as we previously had. Now going to pound dollar, and it worked out absolutely perfect this week, and we're still having a possible, well, it still could be head and shoulders, and we are stopped in a quite perfect position. So this would be the first to look at a possible entry point right now, right? So the pound dollar still can go back inside and possibly be as a shoulder, or it's continue the way down to the next either this level or that orange area, right? So now I'm going to show you again bigger picture too, and tell you where I am in here, so where these levels come from, so you can also draw them on your chart. So this level came from that bottom, well, also from that one. It's just a little bit short at that point because it's not exactly correct yet, because we need to see where the rest of it will go, if it will continue the way down a bit or maybe it will turn around. But roughly that level is used with the previous bottoms, right? But what do you see in here, guys? So what to expect possibly? So again, looking in a bigger picture, it looks like a possible creation of the diamond pattern. Remember, long time ago I also was talking about the diamond pattern, and it was on a bit smaller chart I was showing it to you, and now on a bigger chart it's also looking the same, right? So we had a big drop, now we have this movement which looks like that from here. That's what I'm saying, on the smaller one we might go a little bit further to the level and touch it, or maybe we will turn around, and if it is a diamond pattern we will see a movement back up and possibly going back and then trying to break and continue our way up. So what that means, that for a few months we might sit in this area. So it's possible, because obviously if you will go through and check the times around here, we see that right now you can see it's June, so we have our Prime Minister will be chosen, yes, so that could possibly, of course, started to move pair up, and then of course it will be depending on what is it going to be, because all of this way, the influence of that we are going to have a Prime Minister is going to make it a little bit stronger, that we have clarity, we have a leader, right? So in our country, so that's why, okay, we might go up, but then we will have, because of course not straight up, it will be up and down and up and down, but possibly going more inside this diamond pattern, and it's all will be all negotiations with the EU again, right? So that's why we will see all the movements possibly down. And remember that sometime in October, which you see right now here, you see this is where UK has to get out from the EU, right? So properly, so that's why you can see that's very possible that we will end up in one or another side. But obviously, as you can understand, I'm telling you this looks like a diamond pattern, but you remember there is also another side to it which I call fish, and fish pattern is all usually will continue with the trend. So, and of course that's what I'm saying, I'm expecting a possible movement inside it, and we will have a clarity if there will be hard Brexit. We will see fish, we will go down, and well, possibly to the next previous bottom. And of course, if there will be a bit softer Brexit with the deal, we will see it as a diamond pattern, and we will go up, well, probably to the next level or wherever. We will see it somewhere here. So this is just a bigger picture right now, because we had this big move, and you're probably thinking when we're going to have a correction, right? So we're expecting, we want a correction. So that's what I'm saying. That's the picture. I see that because of all of this right now, this is all could be a possible little bit go down to this level, and then maybe we will see that correction and sitting inside the pattern. So that's just a bigger picture to give you that, like I'm saying to you, we expecting one thing, but we will walk all around it and see. You see, because here I have a smaller chart, I still have enough space to go to this area. See, I still can go here, and at the same time we already can turn around and go back in. So that's all. Will technically, you saw the picture, right? And obviously, if it will work technically, or it will work the other way, it will all depends on what the news are going to be. So that's pretty much it, guys. So you see how it's all working. Now we're going to Australian dollar, which has also had a good drop this week, and you see it stopped at the previous bottom. So if we will just go on a bigger picture to see what is it happening, then it's possibly having a bit of the double bottom, or if we will go even on a bigger picture, we can see we are right quite at the bottom of the previous bottom, right? So it could be the double bottom, which I told you about before when we were still even here. I was telling you that it looks like we might be going into double bottom. We still have that wing, and we can maybe cover it. There's previous also one. So it's the you know, the swings, I don't really like them as much, because quite often the market is trying to cover them. So obviously in here, as that's really low like this, so I can see that we still have enough space to even go and cover up this and touch the level of the downtrend channel, and only afterwards turn around. So I can see these possibilities. Again, looking at the bigger picture now, that's what can happen. So, but on a smaller one, we're just looking, that's the first area to look at, and we have enough space to go again to the next level, and also we have enough space to go back up. Why would we want to go back up? Because we might want to have a correction, right? After all of these movements, we're waiting for either consolidation, either correction, or continue the same way. So you see that I'm saying the market only moves three directions. So that's why we are only trying to find a nice entry point to place our orders in both directions, because we're expecting one movement, but the market can go the other way, and we don't want to miss a good move. So that was Australia. Now we're going to dollar yen. And obviously I didn't have any good any good entry points for dollar yen, and I didn't have any trades. I didn't want it to go, because it wasn't very clear for me where to get in. And exactly, we see we were sitting in here, we had a gap up and jump. So, well, what is it now? So it's still looking a little bit like a flag, right? So it does look like it. And we still you see, it all will depends. We still have a gap, which is I'm still looking at. And remember, again, I was giving you the previous technical analysis, and I was telling you on the bigger picture, I see a really nice area. That's our triangle, right? We are still, it's not as a triangle, but my level's giving me an area of a triangle. So that's why I said to you that quite possibly we might sit in here before we will decide to make those movements. Again, it's getting closer to the end of the June, so maybe that summit will give a little bit more clarity, right? Because right now a lot of people buying yen, because trying to protect themselves because of this deal with China, and because it had already a very good drop, so of course everybody expecting correction. That's why it was a little bit slow this week without big jumps. Obviously follow, there are some news from it could be also news from Japan. So as you can see, that's our area. We are right in the area where we can still continue the way down, right? Of course, pretty much if there will be a bad trade deal with China. So obviously everybody will be trying to buy yen again. And at the same time, if there will be some agreement, we will see dollar finally try to recover and close our gap. But that's the area on the bigger chart. It's still not broken. And who knows, like I'm saying, maybe until the end of June, we will still see sit in there. So let's just see on a smaller picture if there is anything we can do, because you can see on a bigger one we have these levels to covering up. So that's why right here I don't see any good entry point once again. We will see, maybe we will go, because, well, I was hoping had some consolidations in one or another place. No, it was just moving up and down. So we'll see maybe if it will go down a bit here and consolidate to look at something, but it's quite narrow range, and I don't know, I don't feel comfortable to go into it for now, so just need a little bit waiting time, and possible to see if it will go around this area, and then again maybe placing orders sell and placing orders buy. So we'll see. Obviously, not forgetting about the news, political news and commentary, a lot of tweets from President of US. So dollar Canadian, you see dollar Canadian had a really jump up, right? Recovery from this down trend. Remember, I was not trading here because we had a really very long consolidation and a bit narrow range. I didn't want to go for it, and when it was a good opportunity on a drop and recovery, you saw me doing it. So now we are back again. It's pretty much in the same area, and I don't like it once again because we're getting into here. So back into the same levels. That's why I didn't remove them, because we're in the channel. We didn't break it in here. You see, we didn't continue the way down, so we decided to go for recovery. And now, of course, we will see where we're going to start to consolidate. Maybe it will be in this channel. Maybe it will go even higher, and we'll start go back into this again. Hopefully not, because then I wouldn't see a possible good entry points again for myself. And who knows? So here, of course, expectation of a possible continuation, but we have, you see, two tops and a level here, so that might this time is before it did actually touched, right, the uptrend channel, but maybe this time it will go up and then turn around without reaching it. So then we'll be looking into more change in the trend, but at this moment we're still in this uptrend channel, and right now we just look at this area and see what's going to happen next, because at this moment it doesn't tell anything. So now we're looking at gold. So, and then as I'm saying, gold is the one of the riskiest pairs, gold and dollar, right? Metal is so you have to be really careful. It has very wide spreads. You need to check with your broker, and so you can see it was a good run again. Remember, like I told you in previous week, because of this trade between US and China is the most important one. The investors are trying to get more gold, right? So obviously we still have uncertainty until the end of June, possibly. Then that's like I told you, every time it will be having corrections, people will be trying to buy it. Like previous week, it wasn't even a correction. People were just buying it, and then okay, it has a correction, and people were buying it again. And here you can see, obviously, there are some the other ways of trading. When we reached one of the levels, everybody was just trying to sell and or close their positions Friday. And then we saw this big drop on Friday. So again, because of this situation, I still would expect gold continue the way up. Even though, like I was telling you, that we do have signs. We had previously the wings, and now we have another huge wing showing us that, like giving us a signal, like in the double top, right? It looked like a double top that technically I need to go down, right? I need to have a good correction, but I told you it's gold, and obviously news. Gold can go without correction long time. That's how people lose their money with trading gold without thinking. So that's why, for example, I was trying to be just away, but all my entry points I was giving you, like I told you, depends on the size of your account and money management. They were all absolutely correct. So in here now you can see we're back in the same area as previously. Also, I pointed you out that I saw the same areas before, and the possibility being in here. So you see, obviously it can be now shoulder and the head, and it could go as a shoulder, but at the same time, because it's trying to break that level, and I think if we will go and start to consolidate above it, or even like go in there, because here before we were closer to the bottom level all the time. So now it's just the first candle yet, right? We all had this just first candle, and then we will see if it's going to be above the level. for example, possibly underneath, closer to that level, then I would be a bit more towards breaking that level and continue even higher, and possibly going even more, and maybe even going in that trend channel, and until the clarity with America and China, and then it will decide to have a correction. Okay, but it's gold, like I'm saying. This is what I see as a technically with all the news in the air. Otherwise, of course, we will be looking at this as a possible head and shoulders first, right? So shoulder, and looking at that as head. But on a smaller chart, obviously, we will be looking at possible entry points. And right now, like you see, we broke that. We will see where that will go with the opening of the market on Monday, and for some of you Sunday. We will see where that will it continue, will it stay above this level, start to some consolidation above it, or maybe it will just continue. People might just start to buy again, as you see, possible moment to try to buy while it's a little bit dropped, and see if it will go to one or another level. Okay, or of course possibility, if we have a neck area, go back down to neck area. So at this moment there is nothing we can do. We just need to wait a little bit to see for the better entry point. So now we're going to euro pound, and euro pound also didn't have the trade you saw this week, and obviously the same situation, because both pairs going up and down together. That's why we don't have big movements, and obviously a huge move for euro pound. It needs to be a bit of correction, but we are still in a uptrend channel, and we are kind of trying to sit on top of this level, somewhere in the middle of it. So of course we still have room, and possible movement up can easily continue, right? So with all this news for pound this week, it's quite possible, like I told you, the pound might still continue the way down to that level I showed to you. Euro might be a little bit softer and have a little bit of consolidation. Then they possibly can go into this. I see this would be a really nice area for looking for finally placing new orders. Like for me, at this moment, I don't see it as good as it is. Well, I mean, okay, if we will sit, you see, on top of it, or maybe, okay, consolidating here in this area, then yeah, we will have a possibility of going up or at the same down. We'll see what the news will bring, but more consolidation in here, and that's the first possible entry point to look for. And then obviously, if we will go, then a nice level to go up. So well, that's pretty much for euro pound. Pound here now is also, yeah, we dropped quite a bit and stopped at the previous bottom, right? So we've been here, so we started in here, had a bit of correction, and returned to the same area. So obviously it's looking like a bit of the double bottom, and we will be waiting for that consolidation around this area. So of course we also have the previous very big drop and wing, and of course it can continue all the way, as we are also in a downtrend channel, and this also can end up as a triangle if it decided to have a little bit more waiting time. And we need a correction, obviously a good one, not talking about that little one. The little one here is only will be trying to possibly give us a pattern, just like you saw on the pound dollar. So that's why this is not a proper correction of this drop, and so that's why it quite possibly continue, and that would be really nice and area to look at. But we will see. It's a very big movements I'm talking about. So on the smaller ones, we're looking at obviously starting around this area, just as we were, and that's why looking if it will break down, well, then we will see where it's going to have stop and slow down. But this moment we are just waiting for something like this again, right? Some bit of consolidation, unless, like I'm saying, if they open in the market, it can jump and continue the way down, or it can jump back up, and we still have these all areas to look into. So like I'm saying, it might end up a triangle, right? So maybe. So who knows? That's why it might have gaps. So obviously this week the pairs can open with gaps. It's all possible. That's why I'm saying to you guys, Mondays are usually watching time. Even though the pairs can make movements, but when there are some good setups, you see at this moment all the movements happened, and there are nothing to look into. A safe let's say entry point. That's why waiting for Monday, see what the market is going to do, and then preparing for Tuesday. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, join the Patreon if you would like to receive my daily screenshots, plus the EA I'm using is also at $37 at this moment, the membership. And but obviously if you will join now, you know that Patreon will charge you full amount, and on the first of the month it will be again the same full amount, but you will secure the price of $37 including my EA. And because from the 1st of July I'm going to increase the price to $47 if you want to have screenshots plus EA, and also the bonus, the signals from another trader. So that's all, guys. And of course all the members who sign up previously at 37 will continue. As long as you continue with your membership, you're going to have views of EA and the other signals, like the screenshots from me and the signals from the other traders. So that's up to you, guys. Like I'm saying, I'm not pushing anyone. It's all your decisions what you want to do. If you wish to follow the same setups and trade not all, obviously you can see that I'm making the descriptions, and it's educational also at the same time. It's not just you know, buy here, sell here. No, I'm trying to also teach you so you understand actually the market. So that's it for now, guys. Happy trading, and I see you next week. Bye, everyone.